Yesterday, a group of us decided that we wanted to boss, so we went to Rotting Caverns. We did 9 runs of Rotting Caverns with Inworm, Archron, and Paltrid. We got 6 drops, which isn't even enough to gear 1 player. It will take us months to be able to do the higher level bosses now, just because of the fact that it's so much harder, and it's so tedious that nobody wants to do it, so everybody's quitting, as Zara said. I just feel that instead of adding new bosses, we need to refine the bosses that we have and switch it up a little bit so that it doesn't seem like it's the exact same fight every single time you do it.
Now, I know this is kind of be a little bit of trolling, but what do you think about Ayako's lists?
I swear, if I ever hear another word about Ayako's lists, I mean, it's on the to-do list, it's on the to-do list. You should check my to-do list. It started kicking his ass and ended with booting Teridal. I mean, seriously, you need to drop the to-do lists, and if you do have them, chuck them on the site. Give them to us to put on to Guildomatic.com, because you keep saying it's on the list, but people keep forgetting what you're saying, or people just don't have time to read it in chat because they're doing things. The little amount of time that you are on, you spend trolling me or trolling Bloody or something along those lines. Just get it right the first time, and then you won't have to keep feeding yourself. That's just how I feel, but I'm not too sure, about you guys.
I agree with you. I feel that it's all right for Ayako to take a day off here and there trolling, but if you're gonna have a to-do list, make it like you did back 3 or 4 updates ago when you first told us you were gonna make classes, and let us put it on the website so that everybody can go back and reference to it, so that you don't get annoyed with people suggesting the same things and you getting irritated with it, and it irritating you to the point where you take a month break. If you would just give us a to-do list, it wouldn't be as big of a problem.
Also, how I see it is that if he had a to-do list, why can't he just post some of the information so we can follow along? And that way people don't get annoyed and just leave. Because, Ayako, you do not make any of the stuff you update noticeable. It's the tiniest detail that we won't figure it out, and then you have to tell us. Alright, enough of that trolling. How do you guys feel about the direction of Teridal? Is it going good, or is it going bad?
There's an old saying, the nail that sticks out gets hammered, and I feel Teridal's bouncing on one of those knife edges. It's make or break. If you mass advertise this game, a lot of people will play, because that's the answer to everything at the moment. 6 players in our guild is enough to farm, but when you've got X amount of players whose AFK just don't feel like it at the moment, that drops us to what, 2 players that's around? I'm looking at the social list for the game now, and 11 players are online. That's not enough to make an MMORPG. I mean, when you compare it to WoW's 11 million, okay, it doesn't compare to WoW, but the player base, if we had 50 new players, this game would elevate to so much fun, because there'd be so much more to do. You won't let anyone advertise, then the game's not going to go nowhere, and that's why you have to decide. Are we going to advertise this game, or are we just going to cut our losses and move on? I mean, I know this podcast hasn't been fun for many people because it's a serious thing, and we will do more, much better podcasts and reviews, but this is how I feel about Teridal. If you've had it for 7 years, and you're still on 11 players a night, cut your losses, or start seriously advertising, guys, because otherwise, it's a waste of money, server time, and effort. Agree?
I mean, I can't agree with you fully. I do believe that the player base does need to increase, but at the same time, you have to look at it. He doesn't want us to advertise, and we can't disobey him just because it's his game. Like, personally, I believe that if he did want us to advertise, the player base would increase. But since he doesn't, if he wants to waste the time and the coding to make the game for these 12 players online right now, then it's his decision. I believe that he should decide either to advertise or cut his losses, but it's not our say. It all ends up falling back into his lap.
The players should be what decides the game, and advertising and everything. It's not the big old company. It's not the single owner who thinks he could take it all on. It's the players. If we want to advertise, nobody should stop us. He should not get in our way of doing it. If he thinks the game is not ready, it should be up to us. If we think the game is ready, it is ready.
But people don't really realize, us three, the three of us are the only three people that are 100% willing to advertise the game in a positive, in a positive way that makes people want to try it, so that they get the hang of it and they can see what we've been playing for 7 years. The game has changed so much in those 7 years that we can't advertise if he doesn't want us to. We should be able to, and he shouldn't get in our way, but at the same time, it's his decision, it's his game, it's his life's work.
Yes, it's his life's work, you're right. But, like, what you've got to understand is, we are going backwards and not forwards. I mean, we're independently reviewing Teridal right now. No one's done this before. We've tried to get her on certain things. GameFAQs has said they'd help out, but Eiko hasn't committed to what they've said they need from him. And he may not want to advertise, but this game's ready enough to advertise right now. And me personally, I can't see myself wanting to review it much longer with 11 players, and I know a lot of people will agree. I'm not disagreeing with what you say, Big B. I know that like 7 years is a long time in life to put out there and put on the rafters, but sometimes you need to take that chance.
Alright, we're running out of time today, and we'll have many more podcasts, updates, and everything else on our site, YouTube, and everything else. Remember, Teridal is a very well put together game. It is fun, massive, and everything you'd want in an MMO. Alright, you guys want to say goodbye to our viewers?
Yeah,
See ya.
guys.